This isn't scripted or anything like that. I'm just saying it all off my head. I'm not going to get too into detail because it will make me very, very angry if I have to go and explain everything. So I don't know if anyone knows this or not. I haven't really spoken about, well, I don't think I have spoken about it much, but I have borderline personality disorder, generalised anxiety disorder, and OCD. And they fuck my life up. Of course, I'm not the only one with mental health problems, so I'm not trying to act like that. I'm trying to fuck anyone who thinks that, because they don't know shit about me. So anyway, and I don't care how butthurt I sound right now. Yeah, I'm pissy. Got a problem with that, punk? Anyway, I'm gonna get to the point, because, you know, I might just punch something. I'll start. So, I suppose I'll start off with my anxiety. No, I don't have an actual job. I don't leave the house. I can't leave the house on my own. I have to have someone with me, and it's usually my mum, because I don't trust anyone else, like anyone at all, and I don't have anyone else in my life. Well, I do have real life friends, or I did. I mean, I visited my friend Alice, sorry to mention her name, before Christmas, and we had a little party. She invited a couple of other friends that I met. So yeah, I saw her, and my keyboard teacher, also a friend of mine, a real life friend of mine. We don't see each other anymore, and I pushed them away and told them I didn't want to see them anymore. I don't like complicating things. I like to usually I just like to keep myself to myself, and I admit that didn't help me in the past, because I spent most of my life in my childhood shouldering my problems on my own, not telling anyone, because I was scared that it would make me look weak. But no, a lot of people think I was happy, and I wore a mask, and I pretended that I didn't have any problems. You know, like you do. As a kid, I shouldered all these mental health problems on my own, without not even telling my mum, who I trust a lot, but I've always told myself not to trust anyone, even if they're your flesh and blood, because, you know, they could stab you in the back one day. I don't really know how this thought occurred to me, but kids at my school, and I'm not trying to blame them for everything that's happened, it's not like they made me have them or anything, but they kind of were an influence, to be fair. Like, they kind of were a reason why things developed in a bad way. So a lot of kids who used me for more, because I'm not trying to make myself sound like a saint or anything, but I'm just trying to put my point out, so just don't judge, okay? And if you do judge, fuck you. So anyway, kids at school, they gave me reasons not to trust people, and that carried on later in teen years, when I was stabbed in the back many times, people talking about me, people betraying my trust, spreading shit around, you know, talking about me, spreading their poisonous manure, mind manure, as I like to call verbal diarrhea, that they like to spout about the school. Honestly, both of those schools I went to, primary school and high school, I felt very bitter as a child, and to be fair, I thought myself better than all the other kids. I thought they were all pieces of shit compared to me, and I thought, you know, yeah, okay, I'll hang out with them just to, you know, cure my own loneliness. But generally, when it came to them, I knew they didn't really care. To be honest, I had a feeling I already knew they were going to leave me later on in life, like everyone does. The only people that haven't left me are obviously my mum, my brother, and obviously my dad's still around. I mean, I don't see him that much anymore, but that's just one of those things. But my mum, my brother, I still have them around, and my mum, I'm very close to her, as I've probably said before, and I'm trying to, like, keep my emotions in and just sound really monotone, because I don't really want to cry. I already did that like a few times in my videos, and I don't want to do that again, because to be fair, it's not a good look on me. It just cramps my style, and I don't want to get into that. So yeah, my anxiety got worse over the years. I've never been one to want to be in groups. I've never wanted to really be around the other kids. I was always trying to be by myself. I never really liked being around anyone. And to be fair, I'd have rather, that's why I stayed at home quite a lot. I stayed at home quite a lot of the time. Of course, living opposite the high school, when it came to high school, I couldn't do that as much because they would come and get me. Even when I was legitimately ill, they'd come and get me because they wouldn't believe me. It was like the little boy who cried wolf. So it was really hard. And you know, I felt like just saying to them, I just felt like saying, fuck you, fuck everyone, fuck this. I don't give a shit. I don't even care about education. I don't care about school. I don't care about other people. I don't care about fucking attendance or anything. I don't give a shit. The reason I don't give a shit is because I fucking hate you all. You know, that's how I felt. I actually generally hated schools. I hated both my schools. It felt like prison. I felt trapped. Other people, they were like, oh, education. It's not education. You don't learn shit. You learn nothing at school. Literally, they teach the same thing over and over again. I was above that. To be fair, I thought I was smarter than that. The crap they taught me, I learnt more when I left school. And to be honest, I left school earlier than everyone else because I stopped going altogether at some point because I decided, you know, fuck this. And so it wasn't that good for my mental health anyway. All the other kids were pieces of shit anyway. They were fucking arseholes. They were arseholes, okay? And yeah, I could be a bit of an arsehole too. Everyone's an arsehole. Every single human being, even the nicest people, are fucking arseholes. And you can't trust any of them. Not even me. Don't trust me either. But I'm giving you the truth here. I'm telling you about my life. If you don't want to hear it, turn the fuck away. Get off the video. I'm not here to amuse you, entertain you, or do things for your benefit. I don't give a shit what you want. I don't give a shit. This is a serious video. So, you know, either you can put up with it or you can fuck off. You can fuck off back to wherever the fuck you came from. You know, I don't give a shit how rude I sound. To be fair, I force politeness out of myself. I act polite. I do my best to be polite around people because in a social world you have to be polite. So yeah, and really all I want to do is stab you, but I'm not going to, because guess what, I have more restraint than that at least. Unlike some people who are fucking psychos, and I'm sorry to say that, but they're fucking psychos, and they need to be told. Anyway, as I was saying, it's socially disabled me in some way. I don't, that's why I think I didn't hang around other people because of that. I didn't really want to. And even though, yeah, I did have friends of sorts, the only reason they were my friends is because they could use me, really. And to be honest, I came to expect things like that and wasn't particularly shocked. Nothing really surprises me anymore. I stopped really caring about that. Nothing surprises. In fact, I expect the worst from people. I expect the worst from people all the time. Quite frankly, humans are scumbags, me included. Then again, I see my mum as a very nice person. I see my mum on a higher level than most other people, and obviously she's someone I trust more than anyone. And I'm lucky really to have a mum like her. And I wish I had told her sooner about all my problems, but she was dealing with her own problems, and I didn't want to drag her in it. I didn't want to make her feel bad. I didn't want to make her worry, so. And I know it was stupid to think that, because she's going to worry anyway, she's my mum, but it's really hard not to. So that's one thing. I can't really say any more about my anxiety without it being a bit too much for me, but it actually stops me living most of the time. Like, people seem to think, oh, you know, oh, you can get better. No, I can't, so fuck you if you think otherwise. You don't know me. You do not know me. And I don't care if I just, yes, this is me. This is the wall that's broken down. And I'm not doing this video for pity. I'm just going to be honest here, because, you know, whatever. And if you think differently of me, that I'm admitting all this to you, then that says more about you than it does me. So, and yeah, I'm good at making other people look bad. I've noticed that. But in a way, they kind of are. Sorry. Oh, this is the big one. Borderline personality disorder. Yes, it's a mouthful. The other name is emotionally unstable personality disorder. Yeah, lovely, right? Sounds great. I imagine. You know, I don't look too bad, actually. I thought I'd look like shit, but I don't look too bad. So that's one thing I don't have to worry about now. Oh, my priorities, man. Anyway, let's get to the first thing. I don't just feel one emotion at a time. I don't just plummet, and I don't just rise up. I feel my emotions, all my emotions I feel at the same fucking time, all the fucking time. And when it comes to unstable part, it's when it all spirals out of control, which it does a lot. And in fact, it's doing it now. Okay, maybe I'm really good at trying to suppress it, but you can't suppress these wild emotions. You can't suppress them. You can try, you can lie to yourself, feel like you can't. Because you can't escape you. You can't escape your emotions. They're part of you. So, the thing, I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm the worst off here, and I'm not trying to undermine depression. I'm not. But sometimes I wish I did have depression. Sometimes I wish I did just have depression. But no. And all I hear about is depression. That's all I fucking hear about. And I can't get away from it because I use the internet. So it's not like I can get away with it from it. And yes, borderline personality disorder is rarer than people think. It's quite rare. But it doesn't matter. Not saying it makes me special. It doesn't. I don't think I'm special. I never ever thought I was special, to be honest with you. I think myself just as much of a piece of shit as the next guy. So, and to be fair, if you want to have your thoughts about me, go ahead. I don't need to explain shit to you, but I'm going to anyway. So, fuck off or deal with it. God, I've been saying that a lot in this video. Get to the point, woman. So, I've really been putting this off. My relationships, and I'm not talking about romantic, because quite frankly, any romantic relationship I had, I actually don't see them as relationships. All the relationships I've had in the past, I don't even consider them relationships. And yes, they were with guys, but I don't consider, the reason I don't consider them relationships, because there are no feelings in it. Like, it was just a really short crush, and then it was gone. Like, and to be fair, they meant nothing to me, really. I know that sounds horrible, that sounds mean, but I'm not going to lie about it. If it hurts, sorry. If any of them end up watching this, which I doubt somehow. But yes, the ones who did manage to kiss me, which by the way was gross, I hated it. Yes, I had to pretend I liked it. I even kissed back. But my God, was it forced? It was so forced and so fake. Oh my God, it was so fake. And the only reason I did it is to try and convince everyone else. Because I was scared about my sexuality back then. I didn't really know. I mean, when I was younger, as a little girl, I already knew I liked girls. But I tried to keep that away from other people because I was scared what I thought. And back then, I gave a shit what people thought. Now I'm older. Now I'm in my 20s. Now I'm 20 years old and I'm going to be 21 very soon. You know, I stopped giving a shit. I don't care anymore. Yeah, I'm a lesbian. What are you gonna fucking do about it? You know what? I like being a lesbian. I am proud to be a lesbian. And you know what? I take great pleasure in seeing the haters. I take great pleasure in seeing how riled up they get, and then they try to compare me to a paedophile. They are so dumb. It's hilarious. Seriously, I cry tears of joy when I see those comments because I just can't believe how stupid some people are. Oh wait, no, actually, there are people who are that stupid. Never mind. Great going, human race. You sucked again. No, I'm making myself sound like a real fucking asshole. Oh wait, no. People know I'm an asshole. Am I proud? I don't know. What does that mean? When have I taken pride in a lot of things? Not many. Apart from my sexy long hair, my sexuality. Those are things I'm proud of. also my adorable green eyes. Because green is quite an unusual eye colour. At least I haven't got brown or blue eyes, and I'm not saying anyone brown and blue eyes are bad. I'm not undermining you, people. I like all eye colours. They're sexy. But I'm more like, hell yeah. I got witch eyes. Because usually, stereotypically, witches seem to have green eyes and a lot of things. Anyway, I'd be glad if you were still here watching this video. I would be shocked. I don't know why I keep going off topic. Fuck's sake. But yes, my friendships and other relationships are unstable as fuck. Because I may be able to make friends very quickly, but I don't keep them. I am unable to keep them. And my emotions fluctuate all the time. Every single day. And they can go from minutes to a few hours and change. Just like that. Just like that. Bam. Doesn't even need a reason. But most of the time, an argument can do that. Someone just saying one wrong thing can switch me. And most of the time it's anger. In fact, I feel angry all the time. I feel angry all the time. Even when I'm feeling depressed or I'm feeling elated and a bit manic, I get into the whole manic thing. Not the same as people with bipolar do, because their mania lasts for days. It's a different kind of, what I'm saying, it's the same feeling, it's the same thing, it's just not going to last as long. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but either way, my anger is always there. No matter what emotion I'm feeling, the anger is always there. And when I am angry, and I've already got that anger underneath there as well, shit gets real. Of course, I'm not the violent type. I think violently, and I have thoughts of stabbing people occasionally. In fact, I have thoughts of stabbing people on a daily basis. There's a lot of people I want to stab. In my head. Real life, nah, I wouldn't do that. I'm not cut out for that. I don't think I'd live with myself if I did that. Because I'm not completely careless or heartless. Even though sometimes I wish I didn't care. Honestly, I care more about people than they deserve most of the time, to be honest. But yes, people leave all the time. They go. Bam, abandonment. And there's my fear of abandonment. That's where it comes from. People do actually leave. And it's not just imagined, it's real. And yes, I know that sometimes I don't help that. I'm not doing myself any favours by pushing people away in the first place. But the only reason I push them away is because I don't want to get too close. And I don't know how to cope otherwise. And that's how I've always dealt with it. And if I've learnt from my past mistakes of trusting people too easily, then yeah. That I still have this terrible habit of opening my mouth and things come flying out. And I hate that, I do. And this is what, and you know, it's funny how a lot of people say I'm annoying. We'll look up a dictionary, it's called loquacious. You say it's annoying that I talk too much, but it's called being loquacious. Please use intelligent words when you insult me, thank you. Anyway, you know what's annoying? It's people who bitch about me all the time, and they should be bitching about their own worthless lives. Oh, sorry, did I say that? Was that mean? I don't care at this point. Because if you're going to talk shit to me, I'm just going to tell you you're worthless. I'm just going to be a complete fucking dickhead to you. I'm going to be so fucking cruel to you. You're talking shit to me. Because yeah, I know what I'm capable of. I do. I don't know if that's good or bad. And sometimes, yeah, I wish I could just die and be put down, thinking I might actually be a threat, or maybe a threat more to myself. But yes, I wish I could just do the deed. I wish I could just kill myself. I do. I really do. But I have reasons why I can't do it. Now, I don't know if I've already spoken about this, but I do self-harm, and I have in the past as well. It's not exactly a rare thing. I mean, there are quite a lot of people who have done it. You'll be surprised. But yeah, Usually my intention of killing myself is drinking really heavily, thinking it will actually do. It doesn't do anything, because I always stop myself, because when I know I can feel vomit coming up, I have to stop myself, because the only thing is I'm also really afraid of vomiting too. But it's not just that, I'm also afraid of death. I'm afraid of death as I'm afraid of life, and I'm stuck in limbo. I am literally just stuck in limbo. I don't want to live, I don't want to die, and I can't decide. I'm just stuck. I just exist. But I'm not living, and I'm not dying. Even though I've managed to do some worthwhile things, even though I had bigger ambitions like travelling the world, and you know, there were a lot of things that I did want to do, but now I'm less and less motivated. And to be honest, the world's a shithole. The world's just a place with murderers and scumbags and psychopaths, and I'd rather not even tread foot outside, especially not on my own. And trust me, this country's got its own shit to deal with, let alone every other country, because we've all got our own shit to deal with. True story. I've rambled off too much about actually talking about the things that were important, like talking about my illnesses, like I was supposed to. Oh my god, it's getting hot in here. Oh my god, my hair's a mess. Right, so next point. We already talked about my emotional instability, or some of it, and my unstable relationships. How one minute I idolise a person, the next minute I think they're the demon. I think they're a demon. I demonise them. They say one wrong thing and it changes my opinion of them. And I don't know why it does that, but it's just how my mind works. It's a very black and white mind, and it can go black to white, white to black. It just changes. And these shifts happen literally, they happen every day, they happen daily. And I don't just have a mood that lasts all day, no. Sadly, my moods can last for a few hours. My anger lasting the longest, because that's the one I feel mostly. Out of all the emotions I feel, it's emptiness, which isn't really an emotion, but it kind of is. Most of the time I either feel really angry or I just feel empty. And most of the other emotions I feel are empty emotions. Like, for example, when I am happy and stuff like that, I know it's just a fleeting emotion. I try to keep hold of it as long as I can. I try to make the most of feeling that way. Yes, my hair's greasy, by the way. It's got to be washed tomorrow. But I was too fucking lazy to do it today, because I'm such a rebel. But yes. I know a lot of things I said here sound really, how do I put it? Unfair or offensive or something like that. But you know what? For once, I don't give a shit. For once, I don't give a shit. I don't know who you are. I don't know who's going to get offended and who isn't. And quite frankly, I don't care. I don't. I am considerate. I am nice. And people have taken that for granted constantly. And some people, they may have the patience for that. They may have dealt with other... I mean, everyone has their own fucking hardships. So don't... And you know what's worse? When someone says that they're suffering more than someone else, that pisses me off. Like, seriously, people call me selfish, and I see people like that, like, fuck you, man. You don't say things like that. I mean, there's things I shouldn't have said, maybe, but fucking hell. Wow. So, but, you know, I've had people disregard my problems when I started opening up about them. And to be fair, that would make you bitter too. It would make you bitter too, especially when, from before that, I mean, I only started really opening up when I was 15, and I've had my problems since I was at least 4. I've noticed. I know you're probably thinking, oh, you're 4 years old, how would you have known? But I just knew. I knew that I was fucked up in the head. And even though I wouldn't say my family life was exactly bad, that's not the thing. My school life wasn't exactly great, to be fair. And just me in general, in my mind, things weren't going right in there either. And that's why I think that's why I've given up. I've given up trying to get better. Because generally, I don't really care anymore about getting better. I've given up hope. I have taken all kinds of medication. I've taken, so 6 kinds. A few of them being anti-anxieties, a couple of them being antidepressants, and a few being antipsychotics. Now, the last set of antipsychotics I took, I was 17. And, as I say, they caused me convulsions all over my body. And it lasted for hours upon hours. I don't know how long that was happening for, how long I was in the hospital for. But I only started noticing my jaw started clenching. And my teeth were digging into my gums, making them bleed, and it felt like my whole face was going to just fall apart. My eyes were twitching horribly, and as soon as my dad arrived, because we didn't wait for an ambulance, and my dad's quite a fast driver, so we waited for him to drive. We called the hospital and informed them that we'd be there, and my brother did, because I couldn't talk. I was rendered speechless because my jaws were just clenched shut. I couldn't do anything, and my head was starting to loll to the side, and my tongue was starting to stick out, which meant my teeth were stabbing into that as well. And also managed to chip a few teeth, which the damages are repairable now, because I have chipped teeth from that day, because I tried to stop them going into my gums by putting my teeth against them, realising my teeth were smashing together. You know, I still have, like, nightmares about it. They're not as bad as they used to be, but it's left its mark. And a lot of people are quite insensitive when they talk to me about medication. I mean, fair play to them, they don't know, but I have to explain it to them. And I get a bit sick of having to explain anything to anyone. Why do I have to explain things? Why can't people just guess for themselves and know when to butt the fuck out and not ask? I mean, yes, you know, I'm so used to people not caring. I was so used to people not even noticing. And I was so used to my mask being so good that no one even saw through it. That my walls were so high, no one even tried to climb them. No one tried to even break them down, and no one cared to. Even my mum didn't notice. That's how good I was at hiding everything. I was so good at pretending that it was all okay, when it really wasn't. And the anxiety, the borderline personality, to be honest with you, to be fair, I might have had those all my life. I might have had the borderline personality disorder as well as the anxiety that was already there. Because to be fair, I've never been stable. I've never been in a stable state of mind. I wasn't like the rest of them, and I knew that. And to be fair, I did feel different. And somewhat I did feel special for a little while, because they were different to me. I felt like an alien to them. Especially when I got called a freak once. In fact, I've been called a freak quite a few times, but then that's not so hurtful now. If I'm a freak, then I'm proud to be. But I kept straying off the subject, and this is going to be a really long ass video, and I'm sorry about that. But I keep hesitating. Hang on a minute. As people keep saying to me, why don't you go back on medication? You know, it's been a while. It's been, you know, it's been almost 4 years now. But no, I can never ever take medication again. I will never take medication again after that. Never. And I do not want help anymore. I do not need their help. If their help is to make me feel worse, then I do not want it. I have had 3 different psychiatrists. I have had about 5 or 6 different support workers, and some of them were actually pretty good. Some of them were decent, and others I didn't want to see anymore. And they said that others left either because they had to, and some got promotions, or some just didn't have the job anymore. And one of them even left without saying anything. They didn't even bother to say anything, and I'm still pissed off about that. And maybe the people who were in charge maybe told them they couldn't or something. But that's not the point. They handled it poorly, and that is very unprofessional and shit. That's why I don't want their crappy help. I don't appreciate it. I did at first. I was so determined to try and get better, and then all these new things I discovered about myself. When I was first diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, when I was, at the end, it was near Christmas time, I was 17. Actually, it was before then, hang on. That's when I think they gave me the antipsychotics after I was diagnosed. So actually, it was probably in the middle of, it would have been in the middle of the year, because I had the antipsychotics in July time, so it might have been just before then. And I was already seeing my new psychiatrist, which I only saw a couple of times, this one, because she couldn't keep seeing me and the funds were low. And there were so many people who had to see her that I didn't get to see her often. And that's obviously when I had another support worker, like years after. Anyway, get back to the point. Yeah, it wasn't just my jaw that convulsed, it wasn't just my jaw that clamped shut, my eyes twitching crazy like I was fucking possessed, and it felt like my eyes were going to pop out and bleed all over the place, because that's how it felt. It felt like my eyes were just going to pop out, and it felt like it felt like my neck was going to snap, like it was going to break, because it was lolling to the side. I felt like my tongue was going to be bit out by my teeth that were clenching down on my gums. And when my dad came, like when we got to the hospital, I couldn't walk. My legs gave out on me. And obviously I don't have MS like my mum does, so I can't know what it's like not to walk for a very long time, or be in a wheelchair, have to deal with any of that. But the first time I started to actually think, is this how it feels not to have control over your body? Is this what it feels like? Even though it probably only lasts a few hours, but to me it felt like an eternity. But yeah, when my dad had to lift me in the hospital, and obviously he had quite a bad back, so I felt really bad. So he sat me on the seat, we waited in the hospital, and then my back started to give out, and it started to bend, so I was sort of falling off my seat, and my back was bending, and it looked like I was being possessed. It was like The Exorcist. All jokes aside, it felt like I was being snapped in half. It felt like my back was going to snap in half, like I was just going to snap. And I thought, I actually thought I was going to die, because my body was spasming out of control. Everything was out of my control, and it was painful, and it felt like I was being torn apart, like my whole body was being torn apart. And I have told people, when I was a few years ago, I was quite talkative about it. A few years ago, I would have spoken about it and I would have talked about it. And now I'm older, I'm starting to do the thing where it's easy just not to. It's easy to just go back to the way I was before and pretend. I think this is why I make videos, just to stop me from going back. But obviously I can't escape it, because it's there in my head all the time. It's there, and it's not going anywhere. And I can't simply just take medication and have psychiatrist help. The thing is, whatever I have, it's not going to go away, and I've accepted that. And anyone who tells me, oh, you can get better, you do not know. You don't know. Maybe you had a mental health problem, and maybe you got it treated. Maybe you were one of the lucky ones who actually came out of it. Yeah, but you don't know if you're going to relapse one day, Just to be fair, I'm not trying to be negative or anything like that, but don't be so overly optimistic and foolhardy. Don't be so naive. If you think everything's all rainbows and butterflies, you can stick that up your ass, because guess what? This is reality. Things are a lot harsher than that in reality. Things don't just get better. And you can take medication, you can get help, but you're deluding yourself. You think you're going to get better. Yes, I know that's the illness talking, I don't know which one, if it's the borderline personality disorder, if it's the anxiety talking, if it's all of them together, because they're all fucking meshed up. It's all there. The OCD is just like, that's one of the other fallouts of it all. Where I keep checking the door, and I have to tap things an amount of times. Now, I'm trying to do it like a schedule, like a ritual. So I don't do it all the time. So I would tap it around 7 times, and I do it around 7 times. I tap it 7 times, 7 times. So and I have to keep remembering that, and then I have to check the door so many times. Usually I go with the number 7 because that's like, I don't know why I'm obsessed with that number. It's that number that I don't know why I'm just obsessed with that number. And it's like, also I have to arrange things a certain way. If they're faced a certain way, I have to face them the way I want them. And if anyone faces me, I get really fucking pissed off, because that's not how it is. It's not meant to face that way. It has to be the way I put it. Otherwise, things are going to go horribly wrong. It has to be that way. But I think people in here don't really realise how bad it is. They're all like, no, you're not mentally ill. I am. I am really mentally ill. And I'm not going to deny it. And the only reason I haven't been locked up is because I hid so well. And also because I'm not too impulsive, as some people are. But I am still impulsive. And my self-destructive behaviour, it doesn't get me anywhere good. And I have a knack for sabotaging everything good in my own petty attempts to get people away from me. People think I'm just doing it for myself so I don't get hurt, but I don't want them to get hurt. That's why I push them away. I have plenty of friends on the internet, but can I consider them friends? Or something changes, they don't be my friend anymore. And to be honest, I can't fully trust any of them. I can't fully trust anyone. Because even though I can talk to you, I'll have your back, and whatever, but you also know my reasons why I wouldn't trust someone. And to be fair, a lot of people have good reason not to trust anyone. A lot of people would realise by now that's not such a great idea, even if they're your family or once or are your close friends. They're not to be trusted. Not to be trusted at all. Oh, and this comes to the fun bit. Now, we've already talked about my borderline personality disorder. There's also the psychosis. Now, not everyone gets this. They only get the mild. Some people only get the mild psychosis. And even then, they're not lucky, because psychosis is a bitch. Just like anything's a bitch. Like every single thing is a bitch in some way, because it can always be bad. Now, my paranoia, it can range from severe to moderate. It's never a mild paranoia. I'm always paranoid. I'm always looking over my shoulder. I'm always watching my back. Always keeping an eye on the people around me, making sure they don't do something bad. Make sure they don't pass up a scathing remark or anything like that. That's how much I don't trust anyone. Even though I'm talking about this here now, completely vulnerable, wide open. Of course, I haven't told you everything. I have left a lot out. And I may never tell, because it's just too difficult to talk about. And trust me, that was hard to talk about. But there was a lot more to that, to my illnesses, and there's a lot more to how it's affected me than you think. But I'm not. And the reason I'm not telling you all of it, the only reason I'm not saying every single thing or telling you all of it is because it just won't do any good. I told you some of the things. I don't want to tell you everything. Some of the things I even ended up backtracking and going off on a tangent and talking about something else, which is bad. And actually, I did that subconsciously. I didn't exactly mean to do that. So, yeah. Just want to get that out there. But yes, to anyone who thinks that I'm not mentally ill, I am. Very. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not going to deny it. Yes, I am. And before some idiot says, like, oh, so that's why you're a lesbian. No. Trust me. If I was a lesbian, I was probably born with those thoughts, with those feelings. To be fair, of course I favour the tits. I mean, tits are great. And every time I see a pair of tits, every time I look up a pair of tits, I look up pictures avidly to get up on it. that's how that was pretty vulgar. And if there are children watching this, they should not see that last bit or hear it, but they probably will. Crap. But I'm not going to put the age thing on because I don't think there's a need for an age restriction for a video like this. I'm not showing, you know, it's not a porno video or anything like that, is it? I mean, you can't even have porn on YouTube because of the whole censorship thing and whatever. Oh, I'm going off on a tangent again. But this is how I deal with things. I do this because I'd rather just not deal with it, and the fact that I'm already having to deal with it anyway and have no choice in the matter, and it's going on in my head anyway and constantly reminding me anyway, and I do sleep over it. I have to find ways and talk myself out of it. I have to argue with that part of my mind constantly. There's a war going on. It's raging all the time. It's like a tempest, like a raging and cruel tempest destroying ships. And not your ships, not your head cannons or your OTP ships. I'm talking about different kind of ship. But yeah, there is so much to say. There is, and I'm not going to, as you already know, I'm not going to say all of that because it's just like really like this video would go on even longer if I did that, and I don't think you need that really. That's what I don't even like watching other people's like heartfelt vids because quite frankly it does trigger me a little bit. And I don't mean triggers, oh offends, not like the Tumblr trigger where they think that means to be offended. No, I mean triggers that emotionally affect me. Oh, and another thing, yes, I am very, very sensitive, and I'm not just sensitive in the normal way, more like I don't have any thick skin at all. I don't have any emotional skin. And yes, I would admit, everything that has been said to me that has hit a chord or struck a chord with me has hurt me more than ever. You know, I'm not ashamed to be sensitive. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get offended by everything. Being sensitive and being offended can actually mean two different things, to be fair. And anyone who doesn't know that is a fucking idiot. Logic, mate. Apparently the internet lacks that. Anyway, I'm bringing out the worst of me right now, my more horrible, sarcastic, bitchy side. Then again, that part of me is there all the time, doing a running commentary of my life. Anyway, sorry if I've been unpleasant this video. It's late here. And yeah. Bye.